What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to the Cris
and Mal.
podcast, episode 29. This is a noontime live stream. Hope everybody's having a good Monday afternoon. Whether
Mm-hmm.
you're at work, you're off today, you're ripping and running, doing errands. We're here for you to entertain you for the noontime. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're in traffic, whatever you're doing, we're here to entertain you some sports and some other stuff we're going to talk about. We're going to get into a lot of stuff today. So let's get to it. And what's up, everybody? We are back. Cris and Mal podcast, episode 29, noontime live stream. Like I said, we hope everybody's having a good Monday. What's going on, Mal?
Man, everything's good, bro. You know what I'm saying? You see me rocking the Laker gear, you know what I'm saying? Big win last night. Shout out to my dude Cam Reddish, AD. So I'm in good spirits, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. It's Monday, off day, It's always a good thing, you know what I'm saying? I can't
Right.
complain, life is good. You know what I'm saying? So but and plus it was a bye week, so I had, it was stress free, I ain't had to worry about no football or no, Chiefs giving me a heart attack over the weekend, you know what I'm
Just
saying?
got a huge one next week, though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
going down,
It's going
off
down
a
next
bye,
week. You
off
know
a
what I'm
bye
saying?
week, it's all good. We fresh,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
ready to
yeah, yeah.
go. But the Eagles are fresh too, you know what I'm saying? But we gonna
No
get
doubt.
into that, later in the week.
For sure. For
We'll
sure.
talk about that. But let's go ahead and talk about some college football, man. Some
Yeah.
games that happened this weekend. Harbaugh wasn't present on the sideline, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into it. Michigan beats Penn State 24-15. It's kind of close in the beginning, but Michigan pulled away. That defense, man, was really really good. They made the plays that they needed to make, and once again, Penn State falls short. You know what I'm saying, to a ranked team. Um, I actually like the coach for Penn State, but it's just
Oh,
he
James
can't.
Franklin. Yeah.
James Franklin, he just can't get over that hump. Facing top 25 teams. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the quarterback. I don't know if it's the talent deficiency. I don't know. Penn
Mm-hmm.
State normally gets a few guys over there that end up being in the first 3 rounds in the draft. So I don't know. Something might have to change. I don't know if he's in looking at losing his job or anything like that. But
Nah, I don't think so, man. Obviously the game for me is like whatever. I thought Michigan was gonna win.
mm,
I'm rooting for Michigan because I think the whole thing with Jim Harbaugh. I really want to talk about the Jim Harbaugh thing in the sense I think most of this shit is bullshit to me. I think how they handled it, Big Ten, in the sense of how they went about giving the punishment, the route they gave the punishment. These guys are on their way to Penn State to play a game, and the next thing you know, you trying to tell them their coach can't coach based on evidence that you say you have, but doesn't implicate him. You haven't really done the due diligence, your due process. To me, I think this thing was just announced a couple weeks ago. Most cases, man, they get at least like 6 to 8 months worth of investigation to finally make a decision. I just think the whole thing is like BS, man. I've seen some people, you got like the likes of Stephen A. Smith saying that they should be out of a bowl game and all that type of stuff. I think that's whack. I think that's crap. You know what I mean? Like at the end, do your due diligence. If he did something, then cool, then suspend him. But I think they're kind of setting a kind of scary precedence on, witch hunting, amongst that sport. You know what I mean? But overall, man, I think Michigan played tough, man. I think you can see those kids are motivated. I think the coach crying at the end, I think that was a little bit, I think it was a little bit excessive, dog.
I'll
Like,
get it. I'll get
I,
into that
I,
later.
I think that thing was a little bit excessive, dog. Like in the same sense as like, I don't agree with the punishment, but he's still there. He's still able to coach the team during the week. He only gets like 3 days off technically.
Yeah.
And then he can coach the bowl games if they make it. So I thought the snot nose crying was a little excessive, but I get it, I understand it. You know what I mean? You're in that light, but yeah, man. Penn State, James Franklin, man. He just really has a hard time winning. Like they've won a couple big games, but they can never really just get over the hump. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I expected a little bit more from that team. I think overall the score said it was close, but to me, I think Michigan really dominated that game in the sense of like in the second half. I don't even think they had McCarthy throw the ball. I think they just ran the ball like 30 straight times, and then they dominated. Corum looked amazing. He looks like one of the top running backs if he comes out to come out next year. So yeah, man. Michigan has they have a game they should win in Maryland, and then the big game with Ohio State, man. I think everybody's really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, for sure. Um, my Missouri Tigers dominated Tennessee. That was a good
They
bounce.
look good.
Yeah, had a good bounce back after the Georgia game. So
Man, they played Georgia tough, man. Look at Ole Miss, bro. Ole Miss, like I know I'm kind
yeah,
of skipping ahead a little bit, but Ole Miss got their asses whooped. You
they
know what I
got
mean?
smashed. They got smashed.
So for the fact that your Mizzou Tigers went into Georgia and technically could have won that game,
Yeah,
man,
they
they
could
could
have.
some things.
They could have.
Man, I think you should be proud of that team, man.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna get a really big bowl game.
they
I
are.
don't know what their schedule looks like for it, but man, shout out to them, man. They play really good.
Texas had a close one with TCU.
Hmm.
They pulled it out at the end.
Yeah.
LSU dominated Florida. Jaden Daniels is just that kid is different when he runs the football. It's almost Lamar Jackson esque.
It is. It is. It really is.
I think that kid is going to be. I think he's going to be all right in the next level too. If he gets with the right coach, that'll accentuate his running ability with his passing. The kid got an arm too. He was throwing some bombs down the field. I think Jaden Daniels is going to be something good.
The only thing with him though, to me, is he has shown he can get injured.
Yeah, he
He
can.
has
He's
shown he
injured.
can get hurt.
He
So
can hurt. Yeah, he's
so
gonna.
that's
He's
that'll be
definitely.
my only concern.
He's definitely gonna have to bulk up a little bit when he goes
Yeah,
to the next level.
no, for sure.
Ohio State dominated Michigan State. That's not. I mean, whatever. Marvin Harrison Jr. He made an amazing catch
I,
in the
I
end
I I
zone.
personally think he should be Heisman favorite right now, man. Me
Yeah, I think
personally,
so.
but people have other.
Oregon dominated USC for the most part. I mean, it
Hmm.
wasn't really close.
Nah.
Um, Oregon, Bo Nix, he had himself a pretty good game.
Hmm.
Oklahoma dominated Virginia. Like you said, Georgia, they they dominated Ole Miss. It wasn't even close from the start.
Nah.
Um, who else? Florida State had a close game with Miami, but they pulled it out at the end.
Yeah, shout out to the quarterback who broke his arm too, man.
Yeah, I
He played
know
pretty good that game,
he
man.
did. He
So
did.
speedy recovery to you, young man.
And watch out for Alabama. They getting better by the week. Number 4, he's getting good. That running back, man, he's good too. Yeah. Y'all
Yeah.
better watch out for Alabama, man.
Nah, for real. It's kind of leaning towards like a Alabama Georgia SEC championship
Yeah.
for a playoff spot. I think Alabama has probably been one of the more hotter teams,
Hmm.
minus the one loss to Texas. Um, and Texas is a really good team. So,
Yeah.
Georgia, they have a big game coming up this week. They play Tennessee. I think Tennessee's ranked number 13. So we got to see how that goes. I think they play in Tennessee too, if I'm not mistaken. So I see how they respond. I think Georgia should probably win that game, but you never know, man. Rivals, man. That can go either way, man. So, but man, I thought Miami had a real shot to beat Florida State. I think
Mhm.
Florida State has some holes, man.
They do.
I Because right now, who would they play in the ACC championship game right now? If it were to decide, would it be Louisville?
Probably
Louisville,
Louisville.
yeah. I think if Clemson were able to sneak in, I think Clemson would probably give them the best matchup to me.
Of course, yeah.
But I don't know if they're gonna even make it. Um,
Maybe Clemson or UNC. UNC is in the ACC, right?
yeah, UNC's ACC. I think Louisville has the better record. I don't know if UNC is Louisville.
Yeah,
Let me
you're
check
right.
it.
You're right. Louisville number 9. So yeah,
Louisville
it'd
number
be
9.
Louisville.
Yeah, so
It'd
I,
be
I think
Louisville.
UNC would probably need Louisville to lose. I think another game or so.
Hmm.
We'll see, man. There's still, I think, how many weeks are left? Like 3 weeks left,
Something like that.
something like that. So, damn, man, it's getting real, man. I feel like the season just started, dog, and we're already almost done with college football and then
Yeah, no,
NFL, man. Which I know we're gonna get into that a little bit. Is halfway done, man. This thing's like a blur at this point.
and then Colorado, they lost a close one to number 19 Arizona. It was pretty close, but Arizona just pulled it out at the end, kicked the
Yeah,
game with the field goal, and won the game. Um,
man, yeah. Colorado just ain't got no players, man.
mm,
Offense, they got like a couple players like Shador Sanders. You got Travis Hunter. I think the one wide receiver they have, and a couple running backs. But that
mhm,
O line is terrible. That D line is terrible. The
yeah.
cornerback situation is terrible.
How
There's
do
a
you
lot of rumors about him going to Texas A&M right now. So
um how do you feel about the kid, the 5-star recruit that decommitted from Colorado, saying he's not sure if Dion's even going to be there when he gets when it's time?
I think it's a legit thing. The only thing why I think he would stay is because I don't think Travis Hunter can transfer.
No, he can't. He can't.
So I think that would be the only. I think that would be the only thing why I think Dion will stay another year. I think Shador Sanders wouldn't want to leave Travis Hunter either. So if Dion were to leave Travis Hunter, I think that would be kind of messed up for
That would
me.
be
I think
foul.
that would put a little stain on what
Yeah,
Dion
that
is
would be
doing.
foul. That'd be
And
foul.
then that would kind of raise a couple eyebrows on like certain
Mhm,
players. Be like, damn, you did that to Travis Hunter. He followed you off. You know what I mean? He could have been in Alabama kicking it. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
So I think Dion is going to stay in Colorado. I think people just want to make sure. But Texas A&M is probably going to try to give him a lot of money. But I don't see the fit. To me, like I get Dion, but I think Dion fits more with like a Florida State, a
Mm,
Florida Gator,
mm.
Miami Hurricane, just with his swag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Texas A&M to me is so like button up. You know what I mean? That is like a military school in a sense. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm not surprised. I think people are just gonna
I
kind of
know
wait
it'd
and
be
see because
enticing though. That
it's
Texas
gonna be
resource,
enticing.
them resources in
Nah,
Texas is
facts, man.
different than
Like
Colorado.
it's gonna take $100 million contract, maybe even more, for Dion to consider that. But
They got it.
I find it because I don't think Dion's gonna be short of opportunities even after next year.
No,
I think
he
he's gonna get
definitely.
nah. So I don't think he's really too pressed. I just really think like I just think it would be a bad look if he just left Travis Hunter like that. Me personally,
Yeah,
I don't even think Shador Sanders could even leave,
no,
honestly. So I don't even think
no, he
he's
can't.
gonna leave.
He
So I don't even
can't.
think he'll leave his son. So
No, he can't. And I don't know if Shiloh is eligible to stay one more year, but
yeah, I think so too. Yeah, so I
yeah,
can't imagine him leaving his sons,
yeah,
man. And Travis Hunter is like a second, third son to him. You know what I mean? So I
yeah,
can't see
he's
that.
not going anywhere. I think that he wants to get Colorado, back up to prominence, and I think next year, once he gets all the recruits. I mean, one 5-star recruit not committing or decommitting is not going to be the end of the world for Deion
No,
Sanders.
no,
There's plenty that just opens the door for another 5-star guy to come in there
yeah.
and get his spot. So,
And more of
um,
that was just like he decommitted because he isn't sure if he's gonna be there. Now I think if
yeah,
he's for sure gonna be there, you never know. He might recommit. I'm not mad at the kid.
no,
He wants
not
to
at
be
all.
it's his future. So I don't think Dion's mad either. But I
No,
think if he wants to get these recruits, I think he needs to come out and say, look, I'm gonna be here. I'm for sure gonna be here next year. The following year, that's
yeah,
up for debate. But
yeah,
next year for sure. Like
yeah, for sure, for sure. Always shout out to UNLV, man.
yeah,
Friday
man.
that they
Shout out
put
to
on,
UNLV,
man.
bro. Like
Yeah.
I saw they ranked 29th in the nation, man. So if they win
Mhm.
against Air Force, I think they play Air Force this weekend, if I'm not mistaken,
I
or it
think
might be
so.
next week or something. But if they win that, there's a really good chance UNLV can be in the top 25, man. Which I didn't think we would ever see, man. So yeah, man. Shout out to UNLV, man. I'm really psyched to see. I was really psyched to watch the game this past week, man. They dominated. this past week, so it was really good.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, shout out to UNLV, man. I'm proud of y'all, man. Proud of
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. UNLV basketball got to step up. They lost.
y'all. Again,
I know they lost that first game, but
yeah, they lost to Southern. I don't know if they lost the second game. But yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's get into this NFL Week 10 recap.
let's do it.
Man,
What game you want to start with first?
we go ahead and start with the Thursday game.
All right, for sure. Let's do it.
Panthers, Bears. Terrible game, by the way.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even watch this shit. Dog.
I didn't either.
I'm gonna keep
I
it
didn't
100, bro.
I watched
I
a
haven't
couple of
watched this
snaps
thing,
and then
bro.
I was done. But from what
Yeah,
I saw from the highlights, the Bears won. Yeah, it was a close game, and the Bears pulled it out. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. To me, it was more of I think the Bears won in the sense is like they won. They're 3-7. Panthers are 1-8. I think they're the number one. They got the number one pick right now, so that's a win for the Bears because now they'll be able to, pick the player that they want. Most likely, it'll probably be
Mhm.
Caleb Williams or Drake May or even Michael Penix right now. So, yeah, man. I said I didn't watch it, man. I was too traumatized trying to get my damn car fixed that day.
Right, I feel you.
Yeah, no, I wasn't even in the mood.
Then Colts, Patriots.
Another
Another
terrible game.
terrible game. The Patriots are just a bad team,
So, what you
man.
think, man? Do you think this is Bill Belichick's last year, or what you think, man? What you
Well,
think they're gonna do?
the rumors are swirling that at the end of the season, him and Kraft are going to part ways.
Okay.
That is supposedly the rumor. It's not, edged in stone, but the rumor is that at the end of the season, he will part ways with the New England
So
Patriots.
let's say you're Robert Kraft. What would you do? Would you let him go? Would you go in a different direction? Would you try to get a new quarterback, revamp the
Man,
roster? What would you do?
I'm tearing the whole thing down.
You
I'm
tearing the
I'm
whole thing down.
revamping and I'm giving me a young coach that I could start with, maybe a Ben Johnson or one of those young guys. You know what I'm
Some people
saying?
said
Let's
Mike
start.
Vrabel. What you wouldn't think about Mike Vrabel if you could get him?
Maybe.
Hmm.
But even Vrabel is like it's still got that Belichick.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
I want to get far removed from Belichick and move in a whole different direction. You know what I'm saying? Let's galvanize this fan base, get it back to what it was when we was winning championships or at least in contention for championships. Let's get a whole nother quarterback in here and get everybody excited to watch the Patriots again. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to revamp this whole thing.
I feel it, but I feel like a lot of Patriots fans are still stuck in that Patriot way
Of
bullshit.
course.
So I think it would be. I think they would if they had a choice. I think Vrabel would probably be their number one choice to
Yeah.
replace Bill Belichick and keep
Yeah.
that sense of the Patriot way because they feel like I feel like the Patriot way for them is like elitism. You know what I mean? Like they feel like it's the right way. So
Yeah, nah, they need to. This is 2023, man. It's time to revamp that. By that time, be 2024. It's time to move on.
I think a lot of players don't respond to that type of way anymore, man. Like
Yeah, they don't. They
it just
don't.
doesn't work.
Nobody wants to play in New England. They got to throw like big cash at them just to get them over there. So
Yeah, no, I feel it.
now there was a lot of games, you know what I'm saying, that were really good. A lot of high scoring games this week. I mean, we can go and get into the 49ers Jaguars. This is a complete obliteration. The Jaguars, they came off a bye week and stayed in the bye week. I don't know what happened to them, but yeah, it
I'll,
was not good.
I'll let you know what happened to them. The Niners got healthy, dog. Let's just call it
Yeah,
right. The Niners got healthy and they added Chase Young. Like the only reason why
yeah.
the Niners have been looking suspect the last couple of weeks is just because you didn't have Debo. Trent Williams was out. Christian McCaffrey, I missed most of one game or something like that. And then Brock Purdy, he's not gonna be the guy that's gonna carry you in a sense of like Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or Lamar. He's not that guy. He needs pieces around him. But when he has pieces around him, he's elite in his own sense to me. He had 296, 3 TDs. The Jags had 4 turnovers. Like they lost the turnover battle pretty tough. Yeah, man, it just kind of really shows the Jags. I feel like they're just a couple pieces behind some of these really good teams, man. They might surprise the team here and there, but are you really going to consider them like title contenders right now?
Mm-mm. No, not at
Nah,
all.
man.
Not at
So
all. Um, who else? Let's talk about the Browns and the Ravens. The Ravens had a lead. Like they was dominating in the beginning. And then in the second half, Deshaun Watson kind of turned up a little bit. And Next thing you know, it Lamar Jackson throws a pick six, and it's tied up, and the Browns pulled it out at the end, man.
Yeah, man,
So,
like they were up 14. I
hmm
don't know. I don't know. I feel like they stopped giving it to Keaton. I don't know if maybe
mm,
that's just me. And then
yeah,
that pick on Lamar, that was just a great defensive play. That wasn't so much on Lamar. But that defense in the fourth quarter has has not been good, man. They've blown a lot of leads, man.
yeah,
They're 3-2 at home. I think two
mm,
of them they were up in the fourth quarter and they gave those away. I think when I saw a stat where the defense is scoring, I think in the first three quarters they're number one, but in the fourth quarter they're 25th. So that says a lot, man. They're gonna have to figure out something. I feel like they don't have a closer. Like they don't have a Max Crosby, they don't have an Aaron Donald, they don't have a Chris Jones or anybody like that could
right,
close them out. Marlon Humphreys, it looked like he tore his Achilles yesterday,
hmm
but they came out and said it's just a calf injury, so that's really good for them. They need to figure something out, man. They got to find a way to get pressure on the defense. I feel like they slow down as the game goes. But Lamar's gonna if that's gonna happen, Lamar has to find a way to score more points in the fourth quarter if that's the case. But they up 14, man. They in the fourth, man. They should be able to close that game out.
yeah, for sure. Um, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
And show, I hope you're listening. How the hell is Steelers keep winning these games?
You know what, man?
Kenny
Who
Pickett.
they play yesterday?
Hold on,
The
hold on, hold on,
Packers.
hold on.
Nah, go for it. Go
Kenny
ahead.
Pickett. If I told you Kenny Pickett had 14, he was 14 or 23 completions, 126 yards, and no touchdowns, what would you say to me? They got smoked, right?
They got smoked.
So how the hell they win the game 23-19?
I think the schedule plays a lot into this. I know they're in a tough division, but I think they've lost all the yardage battles. I think for every single game,
Oh,
but they're 6-3. I don't know. Like yesterday, the Packers were 399 total yards. Steelers were 324. Jalen Warren looked great. Hell, even Najee Harris had some big plays. Man, he looked decent for what it was. But I don't know, man. I really don't know. This is really the worst 6-3 team I've ever seen. Mike Tomlin is doing uh, wonders. But my thing is like, okay, they're winning, but are are you gonna keep Matt Canada as your OC now? You know what I mean? Like, this is like to me false hope. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way in hell they should be winning these games. Like, obviously they're gonna be playing, I think, more divisional games. So I think next week they play who they play next week. Don't they? Isn't that a divisional game next week they play?
I don't know. I think they play the Browns
No,
next
they play the
week.
Browns because I know the Bengals and Steelers play.
Yeah,
The Bengals and the Ravens play next week. So
yeah,
if they
Thursday.
play the Browns, man, there's
Yeah,
no way they should beat the Browns. There's no way. But they might. That
they already
defense.
did it. They already
Shout out,
did
shout out to the
it.
defense, man. The defense is keeping in them games. T.J.
TJ
Watt
Watt,
is
man, he had a
clearly
sack.
a
They
defensive
had two
player of the year
picks.
candidate. So
They had two picks. Yeah.
even Highsmith
Mhm.
has some really good plays too. So, man, I don't know, man. We're just gonna have to hear from Show on Wednesday. You gonna waving that dumbass towel on Wednesday.
Come
So,
on, man.
you know what I mean, you know what it is. So,
Shut up.
yeah,
Then you got Texas and Bengals, man. The Bengals did have some injuries, but they still had Jamar Chase, and they still had Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd did drop a pass. He
he
dropped, I
dropped the
think,
TD. He should have caught
yeah,
that.
he
He
should
should
have
have caught
caught
that.
that. That probably would have won them the game. But hey, still, Texas came back, and C.J. Stroud, man, this kid, man, is unbelievable, man. He another fourth quarter comeback, marches him down the field, kicks the field goal, and man, wow, we'll get into a little bit about C.J. Stroud being MVP, but bro, that's
No,
amazing, man. Now, this kid is he's special.
listen here, man. The Texans really have a legit shot
To
to win
win this division.
the division. They have a really good chance. And right now, it's like, look, you got the Jags, the Titans are out, the Colts. I don't really trust the Colts. It's really between the Jags and the Houston Texans. Um, like Devin Singletary, he had an amazing game. He had 30 carries, 150. So they're riding him like they got receivers. That defense is showing
Noah
up.
Brown, man.
The D'Amico Ryans, man, they really changed this whole philosophy.
Yeah.
And as I said, we're going to talk about C.J. Stroud here in a minute. But C.J. Stroud, just wrap up the the offensive rookie of
Player of
the
the
year.
year.
Just give it
Yeah.
to him. It's a wrap. But man, that was a great game. That was a great showing. That pick at the end, that was a bad pick, but
Mhm.
I think you're not going to see too many of those from CJ Stroud. I think that was just a bad pick, maybe a bad read or something like that. But
Yeah.
there was a lot of throws, man, that were veteran type of throws, man, that
Yeah.
won them that game, especially that went to the tight end that got him
Mhm.
that crucial first down that got him into field goal range. Man, well, there's not really much words you can say about how great CJ Stroud has been, man, and how lucky and how pissed off I am that we did not get it. We did not trade up for it, man. You know what I mean?
Let me switch it over to the Bengals. And this isn't coming from like no hate or nothing. It's a legitimate question. What are your I know they missing T Higgins, and like you said, Tyler Boyd did drop that touchdown.
Mhm.
But in this division, how close the AFC North is. How concerned are you of the Bengals,
I'm
especially
con-
coming off a bye week, and then you're thinking like, okay, to getting well, not a bye week, but they're coming off a win, a big win, and then they come into this game and kind of lay an egg.
I'm concerned because in a sense right now they're not in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They cannot lose many games. The AFC is tough. The AFC
Mhm.
is tough. You got to. This is the game they should have won. No matter
Yeah.
how much we like CJ Stroud and we like
Yeah.
what D'Amico Ryans is doing over there with that organization,
No, the Bengals are a better
the
team.
Bengals should have won that game. Joe Burrow threw two dumb picks. Their cornerbacks have not really looked good.
Yeah.
They've gotten some pressure, but overall, it really hasn't hit. We saw Hawkinson, not Hawkinson. What's his name? Henderson. What's his name? Their D lineman. He got hurt. I think at the
No,
end.
Tyler Hendrickson.
Hendrickson. My bad. I apologize on that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I saw him got hurt, so we got to see how he is. But yeah, even without T Higgins, man, they had a shot to win this game. They really have to win their divisional games. I think for them to be able to
It's a
make the
big one
playoffs.
next Thursday, man.
It's big. I think it's huge. They need to win that Ravens game. I think if they lose that Ravens game, I think it's a really strong possibility that there's a really strong possibility the Bengals and the Bills may be out of the playoffs. I think
Right.
there's a really strong possibility because that's how deep the AFC is right now. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
hell, my Raiders are back in contention at
They
this rate.
are. They are. No, for
It's
real.
tough.
For
It's
real.
tough. Yeah, it's really tough. So,
Jamar Chase, 5 catches, 124. Tyler Boyd had 8 catches for 117. You got to win that game. When them boys is playing like that, you got to win that game.
they
I'm
got to
sorry.
run the ball more. I
Yeah.
think Joe Mixon has looked really good this year. I think they need to find a healthy balance between them two too.
That's always been their problem, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you got those weapons out there, you want to sling it all around the field. But you're right, because Mixon had 4.2 yards a carry. So why
He's
not?
looked explosive all year, so I don't understand why they don't give him the ball a lot more. He's
He,
healthy. No, give him the ball. Give him the rock.
there should be no reason why he shouldn't have 15 to 20 carries.
And I think it helps with the explosive part of their game. Like you know what I mean,
Mhm.
you be able to dope the play action more. I think it would protect Joe Burrow more. Hell, it will protect those receivers more because look, if you're throwing the ball 50 times, that just puts those receivers into precarious situations every single time. Why you think T Higgins is getting hurt consistently? Why you think Jamar Chase is getting hurt consistently? Tyler Boyd's he's had his injury problems. So I think it helps across the board if you can get that running game going a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. The Lions, they stack another win. They're 7-2.
Bro,
Lions, they're still looking good, man.
yeah, no, that offense is
Uh,
nasty.
yeah, this two-headed monster that they finally unleashed with Gibbs and Montgomery. Montgomery being the pound, ground and pound guy, and Gibbs being that flash and dash dude. Like it's a nice little problem to have back there in the backfield. You know what
You
I'm
can
saying?
say they got the best running game in the league right now,
They
honestly.
might, they
They
might.
might even be better than the Niners,
Yeah.
honestly, if you really think about it.
And then you got Amon St. Brown, 156
Killing it.
yards. He's
Killing
killing it. He's been having 100 yards these past 5 games. Like
it.
dude is a beat. He's solidified himself as at least a top 10 wide
Yeah,
receiver
their tight end,
right
Laporta.
now.
What's his name? What's the tight end's name? Laporta.
Laporta. Yeah,
He's
yeah,
killing. I
yeah.
think they need one more piece on the receiving end.
Well,
You know
they
what I
need to
mean?
get Jamison Williams, man. Like he got to get going, man. Like
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with him, man. I don't know
I
what's
don't
up.
know. That's what
I
they
like
brought
Reynolds
him in
though.
for.
Reynolds is good too. I like
Reynolds is
Reynolds.
nice.
Reynolds
He's a
is
good. I
solid.
think he's a good third receiver, but they
Yeah,
got to
and he's
find.
solid number
They
two.
need
Yeah,
to. They need to figure out how to get Jamison Williams get him the ball more because the kid is explosive. It's
Mhm.
just getting them the right packages and stuff. Even we got to use them in jet sweeps and end rounds and all that
Something.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just get them the ball early, get them going. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
for real. Yeah, give him the
But
ball more.
no, but shout out to the Lions. Ever since they had that bad loss against the Ravens, they've been rolling, man, and
Mhm.
they look like a top team in the NFC, at least
Yeah.
in the NFC. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah. Mhm.
Who else? Oh, and the Chargers are just they're the Chargers. They just go ahead and fire Staley now. Just go get rid of him.
Look, yeah, Chargers are going to Chargers, man. Yeah, like they are who we are, man.
Yeah.
That's really what it is with them.
Vikings get another win against the Saints. Joshua Dobbs, man, he's doing his thing still. He's elusive. He runs when he needs to run, escaping the pocket, and he looks like he's going to keep that Vikings team still in the playoff race in the
Look,
NFC.
look, they're 6-4 right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting Justin Jefferson back. Hawkinson looks like a top 3 tight end right now.
Addison's looking good.
Addison is cooking. Look, I told y'all last Wednesday, man. I'm like, look, that's gonna be my shocker that they're gonna come back, and I think they're gonna make the playoffs. I
Yeah.
said that last Wednesday, man, and I'm sticking to my guns on that one.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's looking like it. 268, a touchdown. He had 44 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Like, yeah,
Mhm,
man. Hawkinson had 134 yards and 11 catches in the touchdown. Like,
mhm.
yeah, Vikings, and they get Jettas back. Y'all
They
better
getting
watch
Jettas
out,
back.
man. That's
They
what I'm saying.
getting
They
Jettas
when they
back.
when they get him
Mhm.
back, because they said he'd come back next week. Y'all better watch out for the Vikings, man.
Joshua Dobbs, yo, this is
He
another
might get
thing.
him a job.
Why didn't the Jets go after Joshua Dobbs?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like
I
they
have
need to
no
let
idea.
that's like look, we could talk about like no, I'll give before we get into that, I want to give a shout out to Kyle Murray. I know people been shitting on you, my guy.
Yeah,
You got
Kyler won
that
that
dub.
game. He
You
won
got
that
that
game.
dub, boy. I'm a Kyle Murray dude, boy. And
Yeah,
I'll be
he
trying to
won
tell
it.
cats, bro, like stop sleeping on Kyle Murray, bro. He nice, man. His knee looks
And
really healthy too off that scramble.
I just want to say that Will Levis looked like trash yesterday. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
But I ain't gonna get into that. But I'm gonna talk about my Raiders though, man. We got another really good win. I know offensively it didn't look too eye appeasing, but overall I think our defensive play really solid. Josh Jacobs looks really explosive. If it wasn't for that fumble at the end, which I
Which
think personally
messed
he was
up my
down.
ticket.
Which
God damn it.
I personally think he was down, but
I think
overall, I
it's
think we would have scored, and I think we'd have been up in double digits, and I think it would have been over by then. But
yeah.
no, shout out to my Raiders, man. I think our next game is the Dolphins. I think that will really tell us a lot if we're, if we're really gonna be in playoff contention. But and it's on the road too, so we'll see, man. Against that great Jets defense, the Jets defense played amazing. You know what I mean? Zach Wilson even had looked decent. You know what I mean? He had
Said no looking through.
yeah, you know what I mean. I knew it was gonna happen to my team. It always does. It always does. I ain't mad. I'm not mad. But I thought overall, it just if that was Josh McDaniels on the sideline and not AP, we would have lost that game.
Yeah,
That would have been our like 6th game, and we've lost. So I'm excited for our squad. As I said, I'm not saying we're gonna go here and win the Super Bowl. Hell, I'm not even gonna say we're gonna win our division. You know what I mean? But we're back in contention. I'm excited. I'm not even worried about the draft right now. I'm just excited to see the growth of this team. I'm excited to see the growth of Aiden O'Connell. I'm loving what AP's doing, bro. I would love, hopefully, if you ever get a chance to watch this, we would love to interview you, bro, because I'm really ecstatic and I'm rooting for you to get the job, bro. As a Raider fan, I'm rooting for you, bro.
Yeah, man, they look. Antonio Pierce looks like he got them guys like excited to play. Win, lose or draw, they out there having fun, man.
Doesn't matter.
And that's all it's about. You see my man Devontae Adams in the locker room getting hyphy,
having a good time, bro. And it was
an
an ugly offensive game. He didn't have a great game, but you know what? They're having fun, bro. That's all that matters, bro. Yeah. And you saw that even when we won with Josh McDaniels, the 1-2 games we did win with Josh McDaniels, it looked miserable. Like no one was having fun. But
that's that Patriot way. They always look miserable.
Yeah, so man, shout out to AP, shout out to Mark Davis, shout out to everybody in that organization. I'm excited. No matter what, I'm excited.
Also, Seahawks and Commanders. Hey man, I know they lost. Sam Howell's been looking good these past.
Sam Howell is a franchise quarterback for that team. Let's just call it, bro. He's a really good player. He's a really good quarterback, bro. Like, just go ahead and say it, Gino. the Seahawks, I can't trust is Geno Smith right now. I
Yeah,
just can't trust it, and that defense is kind of hit or miss right now.
yeah, it
So
is. Yeah, but still, man. Like I said, Sam Howell, man, y'all got y'all guy. He's been balling these past 2 weeks. It's gonna take
build
some
around him.
time.
Yeah, get
It
an
takes
O
some time.
line.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
get some more offensive lineman pieces. They got the weapons.
Yeah, they don't need the weapons. They
He's
just need
not
an all
devoid
great
of
offensive
weapons.
line. I think a great offensive line and a great tight end. I think they'll
Yeah,
be good.
yeah, man, for sure, for sure. Yeah, man, and we got
What do you think about the Cowboys? Did that win against the Giants
no,
tell you anything?
no, no,
Like you keep
no,
like people saying like, oh, they're 4-0 at home. Let's look at who they played at home. They played the
no.
Jets without Aaron Rodgers. They played the Pats, who are 2-8. They played the Rams, and then they played the Giants. You know what I mean? So I'm like, look, I think the Cowboys are a really good team.
They are.
I think they're
And
a
Dak
step.
and Dak is actually having a pretty good season.
That
He
should be in
really
the
is.
MVP. That should be in the MVP consideration. He should be.
He's having a really good season.
CD Lamb.
I didn't put that Eagles loss all on him. I think that was
Nah,
more so McCarthy, but whatever.
CD Lamb should be in the Offensive Player
Yeah.
of the Year candidate. You know what I mean? Like we're not shitting on him, but I still think they're a tier below the Niners. I think they're still a tier below the Eagles, and hell, they might even be
The
a little bit
Lions.
tier below the Lions. It might be Lions. It might be like Lions, Cowboys, right there. They could be like in that kind of category. I still got to see Lions a little bit more, but I'm more of a believer in them. And then it's the Niners and Eagles up above. But overall, it should be a really good playoffs with those 4 teams alone.
Yeah, I agree, man. I don't know, man. I just think the Cowboys are the Cowboys.
I got to see them win one of these games against Philly.
Yeah, I agree.
And even then, I'll be like, whatever. I got to see in the playoffs because Dak does this every year, bro. In the middle of the season around Thanksgiving, he looks great. But when it comes to December, bro, he going to look like Dak always does. Picks, doing dumb things,
Yeah. Let's get into CJ Stroud, man, in this MVP race, man. Like last week, a lot of people, when he was brought up in the MVP race, you saw it on First Take, saw it on other publications, and even around Twitter and all that stuff. People kind of looked at it like, whatever. Yeah, he's offensive rookie of the year, but MVP rookie, no. But right now, he's definitely in the lead for MVP. For me, I think he's in the lead.
Me too. Like I saw earlier on Get Up where Teddy Bruschi was like MVP. He like, nah, like Ricky, yeah, but MVP. I'm like, why? Because you're Ricky. He's like, well, no, he was like saying like, oh, well, you got teams that are 8-1, like Chiefs are 8-1. I'm like, bro, that would make Patrick Mahomes has not played better than CJ Stroud.
He's not.
You know what I mean? Name me a quarterback who's played the best right now. I don't care if he is 5-4, but that team was literally a 1 to 2 win team last year.
I love Lamar Jackson, but one stat that kind of like took me back is he has the same amount of touchdowns as Mac Jones.
Yeah, no, that was pretty crazy. You know what I mean? I think he has like 10 turnovers too. So you know what I mean? I'm like, and then on top of that, he's won some big games. Like he went on the road and beat Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. In Cincinnati. Like Josh Allen was just
with a healthy Jamar Chase and at least a healthy Tyler Boyd. Because I don't want to hear nothing about no injuries and all that.
I want to hear about Like, look, I get T. Higgins is a big factor, but like you still have Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd. Like you still had Joe Burrow. That defense was completely healthy for the most part. Like Joe Burrow literally just came off of beating the Niners in San Francisco and then beating the Bills against Josh Allen in his home spot. And then he comes out here and beats Joe Burrow. I'm like, come on, man. How is CJ Stroud not in leading contention for MVP? Like I get it, people are gonna be on the Mahomes thing, but Mahomes hasn't really done anything for him to get that MVP besides the record. That defense should be MVP, not Mahomes.
Mahomes will tell you that. Mahomes will tell you that. Look, the defense has been carrying us. So for sure. Yeah,
I get it. We still got like weeks left to go, but right now, Stroud should be MVP leader right now for sure.
Yeah, it's not even close to me right now.
Who would be number 2 for you? Who would be your top 3 right now?
You know what? I'm gonna say it. Myles Garrett.
You said Myles Garrett?
Yeah. I think Myles Garrett, he's been having a great season, bro. I think he should be number 2 on that list. I know defensive players don't get the consideration, but he's been the one helping them win them games.
I would say probably CJ. I would say Dak. And then I would say either Tyreek Hill Or for a sleeper, I could see like a Miles Garrett. It's not gonna happen with
No,
Miles
it's not.
Garrett.
It's not. I'm just saying for
Um,
me, if I was, I
yeah,
would
yeah,
put
yeah.
guys on
Or
there.
Christian McCaffrey. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Christian
yeah.
McCaffrey's had a big year, but
I'll
I
put
think it'll be
TJ.
those
I'll
three
put
right
TJ
there.
Watt up there too. Somewhere in that list. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of
Don't
gas.
sleep on my boy Max.
Yeah,
Max numbers look great too. You know what I
yeah.
mean? He's
No,
up there with defensive player of the year too. I think defensive player of the year is going to be a really good race between Max Crosby, Miles Garrett, T.J. Watt. I think it could be get pretty close here, especially with
yeah,
how all these teams are playing right now.
yeah, for sure. Who's your offensive player of the week?
Offensive player. I gotta go with CJ Stroud, man. I know Dak Prescott has had the better numbers probably, but to go on the road and beat Cincinnati, I think says a lot. So I'm giving it to CJ Stroud.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'd probably pick him too, but just to switch it up a little bit. I'm gonna go with Joshua Dobbs, man. He had 268 touchdown in the air and one on the ground, 44 with 44 yards running. Yeah,
Hmm.
he's been a beacon of light for
Yeah,
the Vikings with Kirk Cousins going down.
yeah, yeah,
Because everybody thought Kirk, after he went down, the Vikings was finished. But them
right.
getting Joshua Dobbs might be one of the best moves in when we go back and look at it. It might be the best move of the season. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Them
Yeah,
getting
yeah, for
Joshua
sure,
Dobbs. So
for sure, for sure.
who's your defensive player of the week?
So I don't have a player, but I'm gonna be selfish. I'm gonna go with my Raiders, man. I think their defense have been looking pretty impressive the last couple weeks. I get it's Zach Wilson and the Jets offense, but usually in situations like that, the Raiders choke that off. But they made some key plays. Spillane with the key interception. Max Crosby with the great rush that ended the game against Zach Wilson and the Jets. So I'm gonna give it to them. But if I'm not being biased, the reality is probably the Niners against what they did against the Jags. So.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna go. The 49ers, man. They two interceptions, 185 yards for uh, Trevor Lawrence and TN. He wasn't even a factor. Uh, yeah, it wasn't close from the jump.
That was a murder scene.
Yeah,
Break out the white chalk.
that was a straight beat down for
Yeah,
sure.
nah, yeah.
All right, man. Let's talk about it. Usher's R&B Mount Rushmore.
Hmm.
Let me pull this up real quick. You do you know who was on his list?
I think it was him, Prince, I think Michael Jackson, and I don't think he had R. Kelly on there. I forgot who his fourth one was, but the whole thing was Usher being on the Mount Rushmore thing. My thing is like who's on your Mount Rushmore of R and
My
B?
my Mount Rushmore of R&B. Look, now here's my before I get into my Mount Rushmore, I want to talk about Usher real quick.
Okay.
Now, look, I love Michael Jackson. I think Michael Jackson is one of the greatest superstars to ever grace this earth when it comes to music, if
Hmm.
not the greatest.
Hmm.
For what he brought to the table, you know, he had grown men in the crowd passing out crying.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
um, but I never really looked at. I mean, other than the first album, I've never really, and other than the Jackson Five. Once he got on his own, especially when Thriller came out, I've never looked at Michael Jackson as like, oh, he's strictly R&B. He's always been pop to me, like a
Hmm.
pop artist. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So I've never really looked at him like, oh, he's straight R&B. Yeah, does he have some R&B cuts from back in the day? Of course, but
Hmm.
I've never looked at Michael Jackson as R&B. He did more so disco type stuff back
Because
in the day.
he's the king of pop for a reason. Dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
I never. So me not putting him on the Mount, I don't think he's R&B. I think he's you. You would look him as pop.
Hmm.
Mount Rushmore pop music and music. Period. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Prince too. I've never looked at Prince as an R&B artist. You know what
Nah, I
I'm
haven't either. Nah.
saying? He had Prince on his list. I don't look at Prince as an R&B artist. I always looked at him as kind of rock and roll pop type
Hmm. Yeah.
deal. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind Usher being on there. I actually think if you have Usher on your Mount Rushmore, I'm not mad at you.
No, no.
Um,
Usher's been
he,
sustainable for
yeah,
over
yeah,
20 years now.
yeah. I'm not mad at
Still
you.
putting out
Actually,
hits too.
I'd probably have him on mine if we're being real. I'd probably
Hmm.
have, but to not have R. Kelly, and I know people. R. Kelly, that word comes up, it's like saying the boogeyman.
But we
I
can
know,
separate the art from who he is
but
though.
musically, that man had a run like no other. That man, anything he touched was gold.
Hmm. Hmm.
From the '90s, from the mid '90s to the 2000s,
Yeah.
R. Kelly was the king of R&B. He was
Right.
the man
Right.
since he stepped on the scene. So
Hmm.
I gotta put him. To not have Keith Sweat on your Mount Rushmore, I don't know what you're doing with yourself. Keith Sweat was the man in the '90s. I'm sorry. Keith Sweat had the girls dropping their panties. I gotta put Keith Sweat on
So
there. All right.
that's your four. That's your four. Keith Sweat, Usher, R. Kelly, and
I
who?
had to say my fourth one.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Now the fourth one was kind of difficult. Oh man, that fourth one is difficult. But you know what? I'm gonna say it. Chris Brown. I'm gonna put Chris Brown on there for what he represents for the young people. For this, for the he is their. I'm not saying he's Michael Jackson, but he is their these
He
kids.
should have been Michael Jackson. He
He is
should have.
their
He should
he
have
is
been. He should have been on Michael
he
Jackson.
is
Bro.
their kid. The kids Michael Jackson. He is. You
No
know.
Beyonce. What if people said Beyonce?
I mean, yeah, of course, you would
Hmm.
put Beyonce on there.
Hmm.
I was thinking more so male R&B.
Well, look,
Nah,
Mount
as a
Rushmore can be anybody.
nah, if it's a totality, I get
Mount
yeah.
Rushmore can
You
be
would have to put
anybody, dog.
you would have to put. I mean, then that's a whole nother conversation because you got the Mary J. Blige, you got you know what I'm saying. Like you got a whole string of women that you can put on there.
True.
Like
True.
I wouldn't. I think he had did he have Whitney on there?
It might have been Whitney. Yeah, it was Whitney. It was Whitney Houston, MJ, and Prince and him.
Even Whitney, like I never really thought she had R&B music. It was
She did. You could say that bodyguard song was
yeah,
was R
it
and
was.
B.
I thought like
It was
later
it was
in her
very dancey.
career,
It was she had some dance hits and stuff like
yeah,
that too. Yeah.
I guess, yeah, I guess so.
Maybe that was R&B for them. I
Yeah,
ain't grew up, but at the same time, it's like with R&B, it's like in the back in the day, you had the Isley Brothers, you had Luther Vandross, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You had all them cats, Sade, Maxwell. To me, that's more R&B for me.
Teddy Riley, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Black,
Teddy
yeah,
Riley, Teddy
yeah,
Pendergrass.
yeah.
It could go on and on. You know what I mean? To me, that's more R&B for me.
Tony
Like
Braxton, like yeah,
100%. Yep, Babyface.
Babyface. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Like,
you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard to say Mount Rushmore. I've
yeah,
always been a big proponent. Like, they always say Mount Rushmore is only four people, but I feel like Mount Rushmore could be more than four people. Me personally, like, hell, if they wanted to add another face to that fucking mountain, they could do that shit. If they wanted to put the money on it.
but
But to go with you, like, same thing with me with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is in his own world.
yeah,
He's in
man.
his own element, man. And it's the same thing. I don't think he was ever R&B. He has some R&B hints to a song. He's had R&B songs, but for the most part, to me, he was a pop artist. To me,
Mhm.
he was something greater than.
Yeah, he
He's
was
even
floating.
greater than. It's
Yeah,
it's literally him. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
so Mike is Mike. We're not downplaying Mike. Mike is one of the
Not
he's
at
he's
all.
one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all
One of the
time in
greatest of
music
all
industry.
times.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean? So
yeah, for sure.
but yeah, Usher on my Mount Rushmore, I think it's no given. I think Usher should definitely be on Mount
Yeah,
Rushmore, man. He's had some of the amazing projects from when he was young to, from 88, 87, 8701 to the Confessions to all that, you know what I mean? My Way, all that type of shit, man. He's even putting out records now. I'm excited for his new album that's coming out for Super Bowl. So he
mhm.
definitely has to be on Mount Rushmore. I agree with you. Chris Brown definitely has to be on Mount Rushmore. Chris Brown, um, from the time he came up, I think when he was like 16, bro, like, and then the only thing that derailed him was that whole Rihanna situation. It was an ugly situation. He paid for that. But
Mhm,
if it wasn't for that, man, I think he would have been up there too with Michael Jackson.
mhm.
He was on that kind of track. But he definitely should be on Mount Rushmore for R&B. R. Kelly, I think, look, you have to separate the art from the man. I get it. He did some despicable things. And I get it. Even in some of his music, you can kind of you can get some of that despicable shit. But
Yeah,
but come on, man. R. Kelly bro. That man has had hit for days, bro. You know what I mean? Like, so he definitely be on my Mount Rushmore. My fourth one is tough. I had it between either the Isley brothers with Ron Isley, Luther Vandross or Erykah Badu for me. I love Erykah Badu. I guess she's soulful, but to me, that's R&B still for me.
Mm.
Um, Out of those three, I get your Key Sweat shit. Like I fuck with Key Sweat. Hell, it could even been
Like I
man.
said, you put Babyface on there. Look, I'm gonna mention a name that you probably look at me like I'm crazy, but he had a chokehold in the game in the late '90s and the early 2000s.
Who?
Genuine.
Nah, Genuine, yeah, you know what I mean.
Genuine had a chokehold on the game in the late '90s,
Genuine
early
had a
2000s.
chokehold. I think Tyrese had his moments too.
Yeah.
You had I think 112 had his moments. Mary J. Blige had her moments. Um, it's tough, man. It's tough in that
Yes,
four. I think the three are easy. I
yeah.
think the three
The
are easy. Like I
Usher
think
or
Chris Brown,
Usher.
Usher, and R. Kelly are
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
The fourth one could go either way.
Like I get Al Green, you got the Marvin Gaye's, like you got to
Yeah,
put them up there. Those guys, like Sam Cooke, like there's so many guys. You know what I'm saying?
nah, yeah. Yeah, my fourth one, I don't know. I'm gonna show the ladies love. I'm gonna give it to Erykah Badu, man. Erykah Badu has been there. She's timeless, bro. Like she's timeless, bro.
And even with Beyonce with the whole R&B, like she still does R&B, but I think she's a pop star now. Like she's
She has a
like,
lot of R&B hits though. Like you know what, you know what, you know what. Just in a sense, I would have to take Erykah Badu off. It has to be Beyonce. It just
yeah,
has to be Beyonce. Like
yeah,
I love Erykah Badu more than I do Beyonce. Like, but Beyonce, man, she's global, man. She's global. She's
like
up there with the greats too.
I think the only
So I
thing
have
that's
to go
big,
with
I
Beyonce.
think the only thing that's bigger than her right now is maybe
It's
Taylor Swift. It
Taylor Swift.
maybe.
That's it. It's Taylor. It goes like this. It's Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Bad Bunny,
And
Carol
Drake.
G's, and Drake's. Like those are the five people who can sell out arenas, who can
Hmm.
sell out football stadiums consistently, double nights. You know what I mean? So, I think R&B is in a great place. R&B has been in a great place. Uh, I've become more of a fan of R&B than I have hip hop the last couple years, just with how music is going and all that type of stuff, man.
Right, right.
But I don't know, man. Shit, if anybody listen, man, send the show.
Yeah,
Y'all
so yeah,
R&B
yeah, for
Mount
sure.
Rushmores, man.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's go to the little basketball. The Clippers 0
Yeah,
4 with James Harden.
yeah.
I'm gonna let you take the floor with this, sir.
Look, yo, prayers up to Ty Lue, dog. Because boy, like they look terrible. James Harden's doing the same thing he did with Philly. He did the same thing he doing with Houston. He's playing that one man ball. He's holding the ball. They're minus 16 and a half and plus minus. They lost to the Grizzlies 105-101. Like the Clippers were down double digits until James Harden sat on the bench. You know what I mean? Then Paul George started running the offense, and then they were clicking again. You know what I mean? They're just better without Harden, which to me is going to make it even more interesting when he has to sit out the fourth quarters. Man, it's just look, if they want to win games, they're going to have to sit Harden in the fourth. Like he just does not bring anything
Is
to
he
the table.
starting?
He is starting. Yeah, he is starting. I think you ruined Russell Westbrook's flow. You ruined Kawhi Leonard's flow. Paul George was able to get in the flow last night when he started having control of the ball and running the offense. Terrence Mann has been lost. Ivak Zubac has been lost. There was even rumors about last night how Kawhi Leonard was frustrated. He came on the bench hella late. So and then to make things
The-
worse, the 76ers are 8-1. Tyrese Maxey just had 50 points. He's averaging 28.6, 5.4 rebounds, and 7.2 assists. Who does that remind you of? It's a better version of James Harden. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
James Harden you know what I mean? So I'm like, Embiid had 37. Like they beat the Celtics already. Like they just look better. They look deeper. Like the Clippers just look like a hot mess, bro. Like,
Do you
you know what I
think
mean?
Harden coming off the bench would be better for them?
Harden would never go for it, bro.
I know he wouldn't, but do you think he
Harden,
would?
like, do I think it will make them better? I think it would. It would help the second unit. I think you put Russell Westbrook up in there. I think you would put Terrence Mann, or not Terrence Mann, but if you had James Harden and Terrence Mann coming off your bench, I think that would be really good. But you're still gonna have defensive problems. James Harden is going to want to close in the fourth quarter. You need to have him off the court. Hell, I would rather have Russell Westbrook on the court more than James Harden at this point. At least Russell Westbrook gives you effort. At least Russell Westbrook will try to play defense, even though he may put himself in precarious situations where he's in a bad spot or where he gets beat off, but he'll at least try. I don't know. James Harden is still holding the ball. He's still pounding the ball tough, and it makes the Clippers a hard watch. It really does. They're 3-6 right now, so
Damn.
we'll see where it goes.
I mean, I know it's early, so we'll see. Maybe it get better, but
I highly doubt it, brother.
I
highly doubt it, man.
I saw a clip with James Harden. He holds on to the ball.
He's on his way out the league, bro. Why would you want him on your team at this point?
I wouldn't.
Why would you want to? Like, the moment he left the Sixers, the 76ers look like the best team in the East. Tyrese Maxey looks like he's an MVP conversation. You know what I mean? Like, that's how great Tyrese Maxey's looking. Like, and James Harden held him back. He held that team back. Now he went to the Clippers, who were off to a hot start. They were off to a hot start. Now they lost 4 in a row, and it's like, bro, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. James Harden, I think it's time for you to call it quits, man. Go start a strip club or something. I don't know, man.
Something, bro. But he's not getting a bigger contract. I'll be surprised if I don't see it improving at all.
No, not at all. All right, man. UFC 95 is coming up. Go ahead and give us the rundown on who's on the card, man.
Well, it was actually this past Saturday, so it actually already happened.
It's a recap.
It's a recap.
Okay,
so, the two big fights. You had Sergey Pavlovich versus Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall won on a KO with a punch. He looks really good. A lot of people want him to fight John Jones. This is supposed to be the card that John Jones fought Stipe, but John Jones ended up taking his pec, so he's gonna be out, I think, for at least a year. So a lot of people want to see that, but you still got Cyril Gang, Curtis Blades. I would love to see one of those matches. I think that would be pretty exciting. The big one, which was the main event, was Yuri versus Pereira. Pereira won. He looked very dominant in the fight. Caught him with some elbows, caught him with a couple punches, knocked him out. So now Pereira, man, he out here calling out Israel. We'll see how that goes. I would love to see Israel move on up. He'll have to move up. So now Pereira is the heavyweight champion of the world right now in the UFC. So I think that would be the biggest one that matchup they can make, unless you want to make it with Jamal Hill. But Israel's the guy that I think Pereira wants, and I think Izzy wants it too. But he said he's gonna be out for a little bit to kind of recoup, reinvigorate himself. So we'll see how it goes, man. It was some exciting fights for UFC.
Cool. Any other fights you looking forward to?
UFC, they haven't really. I think they got a big one coming up. Who's fighting? I think it's my man who just beat Izzy. He's fighting somebody, but it's coming up. I'll get those out to y'all.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's talk about the fight that's happening this Thursday. You got Shakur Stevenson versus Edward Los Santos. I think they're both undefeated. Both of them have a belt. Well, one of them has a belt. But,
I think Los Santos has one loss, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's 16-1 with 14 KOs.
Okay. But he's a knockout artist. He's been knocking people out. We all know Shakur Stevenson is kind of that prime up and coming young superstar. He just needs that one big fight to get him to the masses. People know who Shakur Stevenson is, but he's still not a tank per se as far as the superstar status, or
no, not as far as gate. Yeah, no.
Even Devin Haney right now has a name for himself, fighting Lomachenko. But this is going to be a good thing for him this week, Thursday. It'll be him alone on Thursday, especially with the Formula One stuff coming in. So all eyes will be on him. And if he shows a great showing, this should open more doors for big fights on the horizon. Hopefully he can maybe get a Haney or a Tank, or maybe even a Tiafimo or somebody like that. I personally think he comes in and dominates this fight like he always does.
Yeah.
Edward Los Santos, I've seen a couple fights from him. He's pretty good, but I just think Shakur Stevens is better. I just think it's levels to this thing, and I just think Shakur is going to win by stoppage in the 7th round.
Yeah, I think Shakur Stevenson's gonna. I think he's gonna win by stoppage in like the 6th round. I think he's just too good.
Mhm.
Edwin Los Santos. Don't disrespect to him, but as you said, there's levels to it. My thing is, I think Shakur Stevenson needs to put on a show for him
Mhm.
to help his case to get a better fight. I think he deserves a better fight at this point. It's not really too many people that Tank can fight. I don't think there's not really too many people Haney can fight.
Mhm.
Even Tiafimo. Those 4 guys need to figure out a way to do like a little tournament or something with those 4. I would love to see it. But man, Shakur, man, I'm excited to watch the fight. It's not really gonna help out traffic for Vegas, but I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see him put on the show, man, and put a knockout out.
Did you hear about that Deontay Wilder card?
Nah, what is that?
So supposedly Saudi Arabia is putting on a card where it's gonna have Wilder and Joshua. They're gonna be on the card. They're not facing each other, but they're gonna be on the card facing other people. I think Wilder is gonna be fighting ex champion Joshua Parker, which he gonna knock him out. And Anthony Joshua, who is he fighting? He's fighting some dude named Wallen.
No, I'm
But
not. I'm not interested.
but
I'm
yeah,
not
it's supposed to
interested.
happen December 23rd. So
No, I'm not interested, man. Unless those 2 guys are fighting, I could care less. I'm not interested in Deontay doing MMA either. I know we talked about that earlier.
yeah.
Just make the fight between them two. The heavyweight division's turned into a joke for me at this point. Like I saw some where they have
What's up,
um
Boogie?
what's up, Boogie? We had some. I saw something where they're talking about Francis being in the top 10 in the heavyweight now. So next time
Hmm.
they fight, it'll be for the heavyweight championship. So no, I guess I would be excited for that, just in the sense of like I've seen Francis Ngannou win against Tyson Fury. But he has some. Tyson Fury has to worry about my man over there. You know what I mean? So
Usyk.
U6. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hearing it's supposed to be in February. So.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, man. Let's talk about Formula One. It's happening this week out here in Vegas.
Hmm.
It's supposed to be a big deal. Now, I've heard some things from people who follow racing and stuff like that, and they claim that this race really isn't the big deal that they're making it.
Why
There's
is
more.
that?
It's
Why is
more of
that?
an. They said it's more of an exhibition type deal with this
Okay.
race. That's what they say. Like this is not like the big race that everybody thinks it is, but they're just making it big because it's in Vegas. It's the first time they're doing this. Um, so what are your expectations? Like, do you see a lot of celebrities coming out? Do you think it's going to be crazy packed this weekend on the strip? Like, what's your thoughts?
Um, I think traffic's gonna be terrible.
I'm not
I think
going there.
look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the whole mindset amongst Vegas citizens is just let's just get this over with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's been a lot of things that have alienated I think particular people on this. Even if you're not a big F1 person, like you've been alienated because at the beginning they were trying to ask you to pretty much spend your life savings to go watch this race. That's not including what hotels were doing. Then on top of that, just kind of like the consistency and all the traffic jams and all that, man, trying to get to work, all that. um Overall, I'm excited to see what it looks like on TV. You know what I mean? Do I think a lot of people will show up? I think so. I think people want to see what it's like. It says it might rain this week, so we got to see how that impacts the race. uh, but overall, man, I'm just kind of just ready to get it over with, honestly. What about you?
Yeah, yeah. I was over it 2 weeks ago, so yeah.
I'm not a big racing person, so this doesn't really excite
Hmm.
me. Like unlike like
Yeah.
Super Bowl, I think Super Bowl is very exciting. Like don't get me
Hmm.
wrong, I think it's exciting for the city, but I think there is ways to do it that it
Hmm.
wouldn't have been so like impeding on day-to-day lives for people that live here. You know, I get you got to do the track, I get it, but doing it on a strip and then purposely, trying to like have walkways, fenced up and covered so people can't watch it. I think that kind of takes away from the lust of it. You know what I mean? If this is such a big exhibition, then make it an exhibition. As you said, like I don't think they should cover the bridges that people have to walk across. You know what I mean? It
Mhm.
takes away the experience from being in Vegas. I thought the whole idea was just to have a race in on the strip in Vegas as people are, going to different casinos. I think that would have been kind of dope. I get it. The closer you are to the racetrack, you got to keep certain fences up just in case of crashes are happening. So you don't want people on them sides. But overall, man, I felt like they could have done it just in a better way. But we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully, this brings really big money to Vegas. Hopefully, everybody that's working this weekend gets to work on time, gets to work safe, and makes a whole lot of money, man. Hopefully, some prince comes in and just gives everybody 100K.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm not, I'm not excited for it, man. I just
Are you gonna
want
watch it? Are you gonna watch it? You know what I mean? Even for a little bit, just to see what it look like.
man, for
what
what?
you What are you more excited for, the Shakur fight or the Formula One?
Shakur, my
Nah,
answer
your
is
big your big day is Monday. That's what you most excited
yeah,
for.
yeah,
That's what you
yeah. Oh
most.
yeah, you know that.
That's what you
You
most.
know that. You
No,
know.
I'm excited to see it on TV. So we'll see. We'll see how it looks.
I mean, hey man, shout out to the people who are racing. You know what I'm saying? It's a big opportunity for y'all to showcase y'all stuff in front of Vegas, and
What
I'm
do you
sure
what
they'll. I'm sure if it all goes well, nobody no incidents happen this weekend, they'll bring it back.
what do you think of like them like pretty much slashing all the prices to go and the race to the hotels? What do you think that indicates for you?
They slashed all the prices.
Yeah, everything's like slashed like 70%, man. Like tickets that were going for 7,000 are going for like 1,000.
They must
Hotel rooms are going for like 200.
sound like somebody wasn't selling. That's what it sounded like.
Nah, nah, yeah, we'll
Well,
see. We'll see. Now we'll see. I'm sure everybody will start piling in here by Wednesday. So
yeah,
see
for
how it
sure.
goes.
All right, man, let's do it. Flowers of the week. What you got?
So I got a couple. First, I'm gonna give it to UNLV football. I know we said it earlier. I think UNLV football has been amazing. It's really great. I think that's one things we're missing was having an established college program, sports wise, to put out. I think it's really good for them. They're playing at Legion right now, so shout out to them. Shout out to Cam Reddish, man. I know you've had a trying career, but overall, it seems like you're heading in the right direction. Seems like you got a good support system around there in Laker Nation. We supporting you, man. So shout out to you. Number three, Instagram. Shout out to y'all for taking away read receipts on DMs. So now if you accidentally open up a DM, people won't know you read the shit. So shout out to you guys for making that. And then finally, my flower goes to being a fired college football coach because that is the greatest come up in history, my guy. Because Jimbo Fisher just got fired and they had to buy him out $76.8 million. I repeat, $76.8 million.
And he gonna get a job somewhere else.
He got fired and still got paid. So I need to start to do that. So those are my flowers for the week.
I got one flower. That goes to Drake and J. Cole. They just announced their tour that they're about to go on.
Okay.
I think it's what one, two, about 12, about
It's
12.
about like 12 or 14
I
stops or
think
something.
four of them J. Cole's not gonna be on, but they call it "It's All a Blur" tour. Big as the what? Referring to the first shooter song. I think it's gonna be a good tour. I know I say my gripes about Drake, but this is gonna be a good look for J. Cole too, getting exposed to the Drake fans out there. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a big tour, man.
My own quarrel with that is I don't understand the tour because he just had It's All a Blur tour recently, and then there's no big cities on there. And then on top of that, he said he was taking time off. So why is he doing this tour? So
Maybe
it makes no sense to me.
maybe
It
they
sounds
jump.
like
They look like they're jumping on that they got the number one hit with the first person shooter, so they like bump it. Let's do a tour,
well, why aren't you going to like New York?
and
Why
let,
aren't you going to
and
LA?
let's
Why aren't you going to
and
San
let's
Francisco,
and let's
Vegas?
perform this in front of people. I guess I don't
In
know.
Birmingham, Alabama? Like some of them cities, like no offense, like come on, dog. Like for those two big of artists, like shouldn't those be in like New York, Miami,
I guess
LA,
I don't know.
Vegas, you know what I mean? Dallas,
I know
Houston.
they're going to Kansas City.
I'm like, the only big city I see on there is Denver. So I don't know if this is like makeup dates for like if he missed
Maybe,
some shit or something like that. That's what
maybe
it kind of sounded like. But
just got
overall,
to.
I feel like this should have been an original tour if that's what he was gonna do the whole time. So
Got
now you just made people miss out on people seeing J. Cole and Drake. Those are two of the biggest hip hop artists of all time. That could have been a stadium tour. That could have been a football stadium tour. You know what I mean? Like, why are
they
you
got
doing this? It sounds like
they got
I
Denver back to
don't know.
back, San Antonio, Oklahoma City, they got New Orleans back to back,
Seems like
Nashville back to back.
I don't know. It seems like a missed opportunity for me. But people are still gonna go. But it's a win. It's they're gonna make money
Hey
off that.
man,
But I feel like they
shout,
could have did
hey
this way
man,
better.
shout out to the cities that are getting it, man. Maybe these small cities don't always get the big concerts like that. So
Mm.
all right, man, what's your hell no of the week?
So I got three. Hell nah goes to there was a Las Vegas teen that killed a man for flirting with his girlfriend at a house party. My guy, look, no female is worth killing somebody over, bro, and losing your life. If Shorty's gonna go, let her go. It ain't that deep, bro. Like, I guess your girl, but if homie can have her, let him have her. Like, it ain't even worth it. You too young for all that. Number two goes to Pinky Doll and her new record. That's the chick that does like all this shit on TikTok where she be like, the yum yum yum, all that type of shit. So she has a record called Yes Popcorn. That shit is trash. Like, get that shit out of here. This is what we doing with hip hop. This is why music is in a terrible place. If that shit hits platinum, I'm gonna be mad at every single one of y'all. And then number three goes to Lauryn Hill. Particularly people who still purchase to go see Lauryn Hill. Like, look, Lauryn Hill had a concert. She came out and said, y'all need to be lucky I even show up, because she was talking about how she was always tardy for her shows and stuff like that. I still think that's kind of crazy to me. People pay to watch you. I think that's a sense to me in them in honoring you by paying hard-earned money to go see you perform in a timely manner. Now you showing up at 1 a.m. and then you remixing all your songs to sound like some fucking African jungle shit. Like, we good. But the people who still purchase to go see this, knowing what Lauryn Hill does, like, bro, come on, man. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop going to watch this woman. I love her music from back in the day, but y'all gotta stop purchasing tickets to go watch her, knowing what she's gonna do, bro. So those are my hell nots for the week.
Well, I saved this for later. My hell no goes to that Michigan coach for crying about John Harbaugh.
Why, man?
What the
Why,
hell?
man?
Y'all act like John Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh was in prison somewhere. He's locked up for 22 years. The
He
man's coming
was.
back.
He was
And he
locked
gets
up
to coach during the
he was
week.
locked up in his hotel room.
He gets to
He
set
was
the game
locked
plan,
up.
and then
They
he can't go
won't
to the
let
game.
me out
Man,
to
I don't
Monday.
hear that. That
Come on,
dude.
man. He was locked up in his hotel room, bro. He should have been on the
Oh,
sidelines,
oh my
man.
God.
He's
This
showing
dude.
appreciation for his head coach, the man that
I
hired
did
him.
this for you, Harbaugh. Shut the hell up.
Come on, man. You don't really talk to the brother like that.
You goddamn right. How about that damn whiner, man?
No, oh my God. Nah, yeah, I totally agree, bro. That was wild. When I saw that, I was like, nah, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way, bro.
It'd be one thing if he's like, yo, we did this for Jim, baby. You know what I'm saying?
What if he was a player on that team? Like, how would you look at him now?
I mean, it's a kid. I ain't gonna just the kids. But
Kids are ruthless more than us. Like, what are you talking about?
But I ain't just the kids, man.
Nah, that's the coach. That's why they gonna have him doing up
their
downs like a
emotions is
motherfucker.
all over the place right now. You know
Yeah, plus you ain't gonna talk shit to him because he gonna have you doing
I got
up downs like a
another
motherfucker.
hell no.
What?
Seth Curry. What the hell, man? You did more drugs than anybody.
Was that really Seth Curry? I thought it was a fake.
Was that fake?
I think it was a fake. I don't think that was really Seth Curry.
I thought it was real.
The one that was doing the lean or some shit?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think that was really Seth Curry.
Looked just like him.
For real? Was it really him?
It looked like him.
Nah, no way. Nah, man, I don't think that's Seth Curry.
If it wasn't him, then my bad. But still.
Nah, it's just a lookalike dude.
They said he got cut.
Nah, man, I think that's a fake thing or something.
Oh, okay. Well, my bad.
Fake. NBA Centel, yeah, no, that's fake, dog.
All right, never mind.
Maybe I don't know. We'll see.
It did look like him. He was He's pouring that stuff up. It's like, damn.
I did not see Woj report that, so I usually get the
Yeah,
updates.
yeah.
So
If it was
Woj didn't
Rose, you
report it.
right. You right.
Woj would report that shit.
Yeah, because it was looking kind of crazy. He's in that car.
Nah, between Shams and him, boy, that would have been the first thing that reported on. Oh, you know what? I want to give a prayers to Kelly Oubre, man. You know, he got hit with the car, man. That shit is crazy. Hopefully they find the person that hit my man with the car. That's kind of wild, hit and run. So, you know, prayers to Kelly Oubre, speedy recovery. Hopefully he can get
Also,
back.
prayers to DJ Hayden's family. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? That was a
yes,
sad loss, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
man,
and to the other victims in that
the
car
other
crash. I
victims
heard it
in
was
the
like
car
6
crash.
people. So
Yeah. So yeah, man. Prayers out to those families, man, because never want to see nothing like that.
Yeah, former Raider, yeah, for sure, man. So thoughts and prayers to all those people. Yeah, man, sad.
All right, man. Another one in the books. I'm gonna pull this up real quick. Trying to get to it. Come on. Let's do this. Shop now. All right, people. Let's give a shout out to our affiliates, Glitch Energy
Yes.
Drink. Go to their website, man. They got all kinds of flavors of different energy drinks. You know what I'm saying? They got the Maui Punch, they got the Smurf Juice, the Limit Test, the Foxy Lemonade, Falcon Smash. They got the Cherry Bomb that they're promoting right now. They got all kinds of flavors, man. They also got supplements that you could take, you know what I'm saying, to get your energy up through the week, whether you're a gamer or you're working out, just to get you through the week. They got all kinds of supplements and energy drinks that you could purchase. So go ahead and go to glitchenergy.com. Go ahead and look at all their product. Whatever you purchase, put that promo code Cris and Mal, you get 10% off. You're saving your money, people.
Yeah.
What better way? What better way?
Yes, sir.
And whatever streaming platform you use, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Google, Stitcher, Breaker, what's the other one? iHeartRadio. Whatever you use to listen to your podcast, Cris and Mal podcast is available on there. Also, if you're first time look on YouTube, you're watching on the playback, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that notification button. So when the lives pop up, you'll get it on Saturdays when we drop our episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and get that notification button so you can get that on Saturdays when it drops at 9 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead hit that subscription button, and also check us out, whatever, like I said, streaming platform, follow us, whatever one it is, follow us, man.
Please do, please.
And whatever social media platform you use, just know that the Cris and Mal podcast is on Twitter, it's on Instagram, it's on Facebook, it's on Twitch, it's on Threads. Yeah, we're on all of them, man. So follow us, we'll follow you back. We're regular people just like y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? We just want to interact with the people. So hit us up, man. Give us critiques, feedbacks, topics y'all want us to bring up, whether it be sports or regular stuff. Um, Q&A type stuff, hit us up, man. We'll answer your question. We'll even mention your name. You know what I'm saying? Give y'all a shout out. You know what I'm saying? We want that interaction with the people. So
for sure.
Go hit us up, man.
Do our Twitch here soon, man. Even start doing some, maybe do some games with with certain people, man. You never know.
Yeah, man. We could definitely do that. Well, all right, y'all. Until next time, hope y'all have a great rest of your Monday, rest of your week. See y'all Saturday. We go.